So you're done with your self-portrait, and you've done your drawings, and you're ready to do styles. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, you know what? I've seen people draw the face, and it not look that realistic. They change the proportions of the eyes. They change some of the other parts to it. So how does that, how does that work? And what that's really is called styles. And so what I want to do today is to show you some different styles that now that you know the rules, you can break the rules, and it makes sense. All right. So actually, this whole lesson started with me seeing this meme about Harry Potter here, and I noticed that here are 7 different styles, 8 if you count normal, different styles of the Harry Potter. And the thing that they all share, all these drawings share, is they all have dark hair, they all have circular glasses, and they also have that lightning bolt for, his Harry Potter. But the rest of it all looks like they're different styles. So the thing I want my students to do is to think about what makes you you. Is it your hairstyle? Is it your freckles? Is it your glasses? What makes you you? And then choose a style that you can do that in, and kind of have fun with that playing. For example, anime. This eye right here, that would probably lose points in my class if you drew your eyes like that on the final drawing on your self-portrait. But for styles, that's great. The same with, Mr. Lane. The same with the face right here. And we've got, if you look at that face, it's got big eyes, big reflection there. At the hair, looks like it's almost made out of foam or something. That would be true for all of these anime. So if you want to do the anime style, and I have examples in your Google Classroom of different styles that you can choose. Here's some of my A+ students, and you can see how that looks like her face with the freckles and the hair, and just really well drawn, the background and everything. And look at his hairstyle, his pointy chin. Still has a style of anime, but also looks like the self-portrait of the student. This one is a big thing. If anime has big eyes, this has even bigger eyes and no nose. But the drawing is kind of realistic in a lot of ways. And I thought I'd do myself. Here's myself, and then there's what I would look like in that proportion, with a head that's half the size of my body. How weird looking would that be? That looks like some sort of mascot. It doesn't look like a human at all. But that would be the proportions of that. And here's a good example. Look how small her shoulders are, and her glasses, and great background on that one, Eva. That was really good. Simpson style is simple. It's yellow, and they say they never look straight on. It's always kind of like from one side to the other. They look like they're made out of marshmallows. No chin, big lips. Some of my student examples is this one right here. I think these really look like the kids. I'm very impressed with their ability to look like them and the kids. I remember Joey here, like, he was always kind of mad in my room, but he did this great drawing. And he's trying to smile because he did such a good job. And I was like, no, you got to frown like your pictures. And so he's trying to frown, but he didn't do a good job. Man, this one looks like it could go on The Simpsons. I really feel like if The Simpsons needed an extra drawer, she could do that for them and just put herself in there. That's fantastic. So is this one. Doesn't that look like him? I can go on and on about these. This one, not only did it look like her, but look at that background. That looks like my room. She did a Simpson version of my room. That is so exciting. South Park. Now I will say I don't really promote South Park as a show. Some kids, watch it, and that's up to them and their parents. But they look really flat. If Simpsons is round, the neat thing about their style is they look like they're flat. And originally they were just made out of paper. And here are some drawings of people. I will say this was the hardest one to get the credit to look like yourself. It's easy to draw these circles down here and get a South Park character, but can you make it look like you? Can you have qualities of you? I did not draw this. This is actually part of the South Park teacher. Some kids think that looks a little bit like somebody they know. Disney. I need some more examples of Disney, but Disney is a lot like anime with the big eyes, but they have really detailed noses and lips, and they just go, here's like a realistic person versus how the Disney would look, or how the realistic person would look like the Disney. You could also do comic book. Comic book is like putting a big light to your face. So they get these big stark blacks, because at one time they only used a couple colors. And so that process demanded some of these lines to make shadows and things. And so it just looks like it's under a light. I just love this background. Look at it. And this one, if you do this one, I would definitely use a marker. If you got a Sharpie marker, that'd be a great thing to do with the Marvel. He didn't use a marker. It still looks great. I love that Chinese kind of face, that, even though he's not Chinese. It just looks like a really good Marvel. And she did an excellent job. And she really took to heart the light source really close, and she drew the light source in there. Little joke she made, a little visual joke for me. Here's Muppets, and Muppets, you got to think about making a doll. What hair would you choose? What nose would you choose? Audrey's my good example of this one. With her freckles and her face there. Here are some examples of me. Here is a, see if you can guess the style. There's me as a Marvel. I did do this, by the way, in my classroom with my computer, and I was able to make it look more like Marvel. This wasn't really particularly me. I was trying to make evil art teacher. Some people think it looks a little bit like me, Mr. Nelson and Mr. Johnson together. I don't know if that's true, but there's me as a Muppet. Here I am as Disney, with that Disney smile. Anime, I did anime first. I looked too cute, so I looked up old person anime, and that's why I came up with that. And then here I am as Chibi. I am cute there. Simpsons. And then South Park. So have fun. Think about how you can make yourself, your face in different ways. And remember that it has to look a little bit like you and a little bit like the style.